Are we on here? Oh, talking to the camera. Hey, Tony, how are you? Ashley, Matt, AK, Rushing Wind Mountain, Ruby. Let's see, there's EG Wipes in the house as well. It's good to see you all in here. And Sarah will be with us momentarily. She's making herself a adult beverage. I've already got mine. I don't make her drinks. She makes hers better. I'm not a bartender. I'm a simple guy. It's either rum and coke, a martini, or a beer. So
Maybe 2 now.
I'm just trying to get something up my phone here. How you guys doing? Hey, there's Clint. You guys doing good? And can you hear us okay? Are we coming in? Can you hear us? We've been having little issues with the Starlink today due to the snow. So I'm trying to make sure that we're coming in okay with you guys. Okay, thank you, EG Wife. All right, everybody can hear me. Good, good, good. Is it too much glare? If there is, tell me, and I can shut some windows a little bit, make it a little easier for everybody.
Well, some curtains. The windows are already shut.
Well, they know what I mean.
Yes, we get snow.
Yeah, we actually got a bit of snow last night. I put out a short earlier. I don't know who all seen it, if anybody did at all. I haven't checked the stats or anything like that lately. So if you did, you'll know. We got about, well, by the time it ended, I didn't do a second update. It's probably around about a foot. All in all total, I think the season is around 18 inches so far. Could be a little darker.
The poll only says
Hang on one second. Let me just shut a couple shades. There. That should help you guys a little bit. Hello, Clayton Wynn, writer. That should be a little bit better. When Sarah sits down, I'll kind of angle myself and the computer away from the window there in the door. There we go. I did it anyways ahead of time. And there's Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. So, like I was saying, we got about a total of 12 inches overnight for a total around 17, 18 inches on the ground so far this year. Tell you what, while Sarah's making a drink, I'll give you guys a quick show. Of course, I'm banging my head on the lights.
oh,
I always do that. The side-by-side plowed really good. And I did take the Tundra up for a run today to slowly start packing in the trail. I'm not going to ride too much right yet, as we still have not enough snow for my taste. Hey, Ed, good to see you on here. Don't mind the racket. Sarah's over there making her drink. I'm just going to open a beer. Maybe. It just failed to open. How much snow did you get up there, Ed? And there's Panhandle Off-Road Ranch. Good to see you guys in here from New Mexico. A blueberry ale. I did not notice it was blueberry. Yeah, it's about what we got too, Ed. By the time it stopped snowing, there was about 10 inches this morning when I got up, and we got about another 2 inches before it stopped. So it's not too bad. Like I said, I zipped around a little bit on the Tundra today. I went out into the woods to start breaking in that trail for getting wood. Tomorrow I'll do a little bit more riding in between chores I've got to do. And It's all good. Like I said, the side by side did really good at plowing around in front of the cabins today to make it easier for Sarah to get around instead of just smushing it down. It
Yeah, I usually take my feet and stomp it down.
Yep. But why does it look so grainy on our side? Is it grainy on you guys' end, or is it just my end? Anyways, as long as you can hear us and see us, that's what matters, right? So,
Here's Tuya.
she's having her Manhattan.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
My primary firewood saw, I have a few. I've got a couple Huskies and I've got a couple Stills. I predominantly use my Still. It is a Farm Boss. I think it's a 272 or something like that, but I've got a really aggressive chain on it. It's got a 20-inch bar. And since I got that aggressive chain on it, I don't think I'll ever go back to something else. It just zips right through the wood. I mean, and it's a lot better on fuel with that chain on there too, because it is so aggressive.
Oh,
The first time I used it, I almost died because of how well it was. I dropped, I think 5 or 6 birch trees and then limbed and bucked up 2 others before I ran out of gas. Usually I can buck up
That's
1 or
very
2
good.
trees without cutting the other excess ones down before it dies. Actually, like 1.5 birch trees before it dies. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. I wore your hat today, and it kept my head very warm.
I wore it yesterday or the day before.
Yep.
And it was wonderful. It's extremely comfortable.
Yep. They're very
and
comfortable.
warm. And it doesn't slide down to my eyes or pop up off my head.
No, it
It's
stays
perfect.
put. It stays put.
Most
And
comfortable hat I have.
there's JR, one of my moderators. Good to see you in here. Ashley's one of the other moderators, and Adam and Phyllis will be in probably a little bit. Miss Alone might be in.
That'd be nice.
And there's Scott from Rambling with the Brooms and Jerry from Butler Family Farms. Good to see everybody popping in. Good to see you all.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, go back to the saw. I have a few out at a friend's shop getting repaired, and the other one I've got to put a new pull cord on. That one decided to die on me the other day, and then I've got 2 other Stills, and they work just as good. Then they don't have the aggressive chain on it, but they work good. I'm not partial to either brand. If it cuts wood quickly, that's all I care about. And there's Miss Braun. Good to see you, Braun.
Yes.
And usually, well, up until this year, I'd been hand splitting it all. Now we have a log splitter.
It's too much.
And we went with the Champion because the Troy builds are for the same size we got is almost twice the money. So we went with the Champion log splitter, and it works great. Haven't had a problem with it yet. And there's AFJ. Good to see you in here. Been a little bit. Brun says hello to everyone all at once, so Rob doesn't have to read all the names. Thanks, Brun.
Sweet girl.
It's Urban Bucket Homestead. Good to see you in here. So when it comes to the wood, I just try to keep it as simple as possible. My biggest problem is getting the lengths right. So I don't start. You got to go out on the porch. Yeah, trouble starting his little routines as usual.
And he's been so good all day.
Yeah, and there's Northern Girl Hobbies. Good to see you in here as well. I had to start measuring my bucks up because my lengths were, like this, and I was having a problem with the stacking. Falling over. So I cheated and I made a stick and just measured it out. I have one of the.
He gave me a stick and a can of green spray paint, and I'm the measurer.
Yep. But now I also have I can't remember who makes it, but it's a little wheel that you put a paint can in and roll it, and it measures it out for you and just cut it on spots. And there's my buddy John Hogan. Good to see you in here, brother.
Hi, John.
Good to see you. There's Miss Alone. Good to see you in here, Alone.
I got to tell Alone how much I have enjoyed that video with her furniture. It all looks appropriate to the house. It looks just as it should for her. And the chairs are wonderful. I don't think they're gloomy at all. I think they are cozy, comfy, and charm itself.
Yep.
So there.
And when I first saw it, when she, especially when she was doing the outtakes, she was kind of moving along real slowly in there.
Mm-mm-mm.
Don't start. Don't be the attention. I'll be a mug. You want to grab his ninny? Wiping his toe. When Alone was doing the outtake and she was kind of walking up kind of slowly towards the chairs, all I could think is she's going to start talking in a Vincent Price voice, because it was kind of close to Halloween. And Alone says, thank you, Sarah. Everybody's greeting Alone. Scott is dropping links. Dusty Bottom Boys in the house. And Alone says, all I could think about when filming it was, she said the same thing, Vincent Price and Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, we were saying the same thing. I just saw that. It was just like, ooh, she's going to get a spooky voice. Oh, Urban Bucket is Susan Gutchie. Okay, good. And Ed's greeting Alone. How much snow over there? Yes, Alone. How much snow did you get?
Yeah.
And did you do an update on your snow pole? Brun says, yes, old style decor and chairs are the best. Ever so many stories in every piece. I watched it 3 times, right?
Oh, good.
And that little mini refrigerator she did was really good too. We enjoyed that.
I love the interior.
Yep.
It's nice to have a little bit of girly stuff.
It is. Everybody's greeting one another still. And Panhandle's laughing about on the Vincent Price part. Russian Wind says, totally agree with you, Sarah. Alone sitting in the chair made it so perfect and come together. Yes, it did. Yes, Hogan, I did take the sled. I took the Tundra out today now that I got it up and running with the secondary clutch being fixed. And it zipped right along the trails. I'm probably going to change the spark plugs out. I just put them in like 2 weeks before the end of the season, but I want to start with a nice fresh set of plugs. It ran really good. The snow's not quite deep enough to really zip along pretty good, but you got to watch where you go until you can get it packed down. I'm going to give it another storm or two. We're supposed to get probably about another foot over the next day or so. At that point, I'll get it in there good.
Yeah, I haven't been on the snow machine yet.
No, I'll wait until it gets a little bit deeper and a little bit more groomed to take Sarah out on it because it can be tippy because we have ruts and things like that. And we cannot get to the train tracks yet with the sleds because there's still open water and one little area where I've got to put a bridge.
Yeah.
And Alone says, hey, everyone, got about 15 inches Wednesday.
Good.
But did not film till the next day and about half had melted by then.
Yes.
It's snowing again now. A Northern Girl says to Ashley, I'll be happy to get this batch out of the can. It's been a long day. What are you canning today, Northern Girls? Our Northern Girl hobbies. And Ashley's dropping some links. Oh, I just pulled a Phyllis. And there's Mike Henderson. How you doing? Panhandle says, my wife and I love antique furniture. We do too. We actually been trying to find a Hoosier and we found one recently, but we're not gonna be able to get to it to go pick it up because it's out of the area.
Yeah, it's south.
It's down by Saldana, I think it is, or no, it's down towards Homer. It's down on the Kenai.
Down towards Homer.
So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to get it.
I need to get to the Homer area. There's a potter down there. I really love her work. It's wood fired, which is the best. And
Brun's picking on me.
There.
Brun says, I love the electric things in a home and all the make-do items like the pasta drying rack, Rob.
Yes.
Those that didn't see the post on the community tab earlier, Sarah wanted to make some lasagna. Sarah don't cook often, so when she wants to cook, I'm going to let her cook.
Yes.
So I made some fresh lasagna noodles and I had them hanging up, the extras hanging up on the clothesline, of course, after I wiped it down to dry. And now they're finished drying on the countertop before I put them in a bag and stow them. So, yeah. I
made up two pans, one's for tonight and one's for the freezer.
Yep. Everybody's greeting one another. And Northern Girl says, raining here alone. Snow won't be incoming again for a few days, which is a good thing. Yep. Dusty Bottom Boys greeting Ashley. JR's greeting Mike. Clint says, oh, I just went way too far.
Oh, dear.
Yep, I got to fix this.
All
right, there it is. Okay. Clint says, I'm going to actually do it from over here from now on. What do you do with all the snow? Seems like it will keep getting bigger and bigger. We actually melt a
I
lot of
melt it.
snow for water
Mhm.
because the creek is frozen over now, except for one little spot. So we melt it down between the tanks in the back of the stove and the hillbilly hot tub out front, which I
Yeah.
just filled up with snow today, and I will melt it tomorrow.
Right.
And that should top the tanks off.
Yes. Then I can do laundry again.
And Malone says, Northern Girls, yes, that is a good thing. John says we get 15 minutes of much needed rain today.
Oh,
I heard
yeah,
that Punta
yeah.
Gorda hit 100 degrees or something like that in the
Oh
last
my
couple of days, John. Was that
God.
true? Evil Knievel, that creek? No, Ed. It's probably about 2.5 feet deep and probably about, well, it's not wide. It's only about 30 feet wide. But I'm
Mhm.
trying to let the ice build up on it so it freezes solid. And that's how I did it last year. I did Evil Knievel last year a couple times in a few places.
Vroom.
Our first spring here, I rode the machines all the way up into June 1st
Mhm.
because we had so much snow here and it
Mhm.
took forever to melt. And that same spot was probably about 30 feet wide and about 3 feet deep. And I just gave it all I got and got across it. I knew if I kept on, it wouldn't get stuck.
Mhm.
Let me see here. Hey, there's Ira. How you doing, Ira? How's mom? How are you? And she says, thought I would pop in and say hello to all my friends. We will be in and out of this wonderful room. Well, we appreciate you being in and out.
Yes.
Ashley's giving Ed a thumbs up. JR says hello to Ed. Ashley says hello to Ira and Urban Bucket Homestead. I can't believe that we still do not have snow in northern Utah.
Oh,
Yeah, that is kind of unusual.
condolences.
Matt, didn't you get snow already, Matt? Or am I thinking of somebody else I know in Utah? I might be thinking of somebody else I know in Utah. Northern Girl Hobby says, thank you, Ash. And alone is a good thing. Still have leaves to get raked up, but insanely busy. Oh, yeah. And Scott's dropping Ed's link. Oh, she's canning grouse. Very nice. I never thought of that.
Oh, we eat them up.
Yeah, they usually get eaten up before I could can them.
Yeah. And we don't shoot too many.
Yeah, we've had a dry spell.
We want them to
Flourish
more next year. And
well,
yeah.
Our problem was this past spring was really cool and wet, and the hatchlings did not do well. Normally, we'd be up and down the trails, and we see 30 or 40 of them running around. I think I've seen 5. So we're actually waiting for that's for the spruce grouse. They're a little bit more ruffled grouse or ruffed grouse. And the ptarmigan should be popping in here sooner or later too. And when those come through, I'll get a freezer full of those too.
Did we even have ptarmigan last year?
No, I didn't go after ptarmigan last year.
I don't think we had any. So maybe this year there'll be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I didn't get the ptarmigan last year is because I usually just hunt with the air rifles for those, and the CO2 one does not do good in the cold. But now I've got the Marauder, so it's gonna be a lot easier.
Okay, good. I like ptarmigan, and their feathers are beautiful.
It is.
I use them. I love the ones that have a little black tip left, and I use them for encaustic paintings. They're very pretty.
Urban Bucket Homestead says Friday was in the 60s. Today was 56. Well, 3 days ago, we were in the 40s. Ira says, lasagna sounds good, and it should be.
I hope. I haven't cooked in 3 years.
Northern Girl says, I'm due for a good lasagna. Ashley says, Northern Girl's awesome. Brun says, I like Sarah. She likes rocks and lasagna.
Yes.
Yes, we have a stash of rocks.
Oh, dear mercy.
Between the two of us, we got a lot of things we collect. I actually did lapidary work for a long time down in Florida. I had a lot of custom made machinery. And at one point, I probably had close to 3 tons worth of rocks in my garage and shelves that I built.
I've always collected rocks. Where did we pick up that last really one big
piece of quartz?
Quartz rock.
That was down at the river.
Was it? It was.
That was down at the river.
That's right. That's right. We went to the river.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I used to do a lot of cabochons and stuff like that for jewelry. And there's Joanne Twist. Good to see you make it in. Ed says, I snared some bunnies for dinner, was going to cook them tonight, but I'm drinking JJD and will probably graze on something else, right?
Yeah, I've never cooked a bunny.
They're good.
Bunnies are pets. Rabbits are food. You have to name
Rabbit
them. You have
bunny.
to call them different
They
things.
go boing, boing, boing. It
Otherwise,
goes on the plate either way.
no, it gets hugged and
She
cradled.
she can't have bunnies. If we have bunnies,
No.
I'm in charge of the bunnies because she'll
Yeah,
be
I
naming them
can't.
all, and
No,
I won't be able to cook them.
no, no. Oh dear.
Yep.
I
Brun says, hello, Ira. Hugs and greetings to you, and say hi to your mom for me, and
Yes.
say hi to your mom from all of us.
All of us, yes.
Alone says, yes, I had to pass on many items in Homer too. Lots of great antiques down there. Yeah, we're seeing
Oh
that.
boy.
Yeah, we're seeing that. Actually, the Hoosier that we saw had all the
Oh.
parts, including the flour sifter still in
Yes.
it. And that's what caught our eye.
Beautiful.
And it's just like, oh, we can't get done. I think it was what? That one was
It was-
2 grand.
I think so.
We found another one that was more local, but it was,
like
500 bucks. And
it was tired.
Yeah, it was pretty tired.
I had one. And when we moved from West Virginia to Florida, I sold all the antiques.
Yep.
Or gave them to my daughter, who promptly sold them. She sold 4 generations worth of antiques.
Yeah, not good.
One was the Hoosier that my mother had written her name on the grocery list on the inside when she was 6.
Yep. And John Hogan says, love the picture of you, Sarah, feeding the chickadee.
Oh, yes.
Angie thought it was great. Great pic
Snow
also.
White.
Yep. Yeah, the chickadees are pretty
They're
tame here.
darling.
You can stick your hand out with a couple crumbs on it, and they will jump
Mm-hmm.
at it really quick. Ashley says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Ashley, for reminding everybody.
Ashley.
Northern Girl says, smart idea, Mountain. Talking to Ed, and
Yes.
Ashley's greeting Joanne. Ira says, seems like we have had no rain in Georgia for months. That's not good.
No.
Alone's going to be right back. I don't know what part of Georgia you're in, Ira. My mom's not far from Brunswick. She's around Brunswick.
Mm-hmm.
Not a little bit away. Hey, Danielle, good to see you in here. Ron says, John Hogan, we got 24 hours of stinking hot weather. Urban Bucket says, Sarah, I am in love with your toolbox butcher block countertop.
I love that thing. I love it. The drawers are so they're deep back to the wall from the front, but they're not deep up and down.
They're shallow.
They're shallow, and I can pull it out and I can look in there and I can see what's there and grab it.
Yep. And John says 101 in the sun at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Oh, that's too hot.
Here in the pool area. That's just
Oh,
Zeus.
That's just too hot.
You need to stop, dude.
It's one of the reasons we're here.
I'm not gonna let Uncle John give you any more M&Ms. Oh God, that was the wrong way to say.
Oh, don't say that word.
John, you created a beast.
No, I created. He just facilitated. He polished my work.
And
M&Ms.
Ruby is greeting John. Ed says 4 snares put out for the bunnies and got 2. That's not bad. I wish we had more bunnies around here. We're actually low on critters except for Martin.
We had the Martin.
Zeus, you already had your ninny.
Come here. Come around here.
Go see mommy.
Sit.
Everybody's greeting
I'll
Danielle.
put you outdoors in
Danielle
the snow
says, have
again.
you been able to harvest any wild berries up there? Actually, yes, we
Yeah,
get
blueberries.
a lot of blueberries. We probably got about 2 acres of blueberries behind the house. And then the hillside around us is all full of blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't pick all that many this year because we were having issues at that time with the freezer. And now that we have a new freezer next year, we're going to go crazy and pick a lot. We also have a lot of raspberry bushes, and we also have wild rose hips.
Next year, I'm going to trim a path through the middle of the raspberry bushes so that you can reach them from both sides. They're so wild and long and spindly. It's hard to pick the raspberries.
Yeah, but we get a lot of raspberries out there,
got a lot
including
of
the
bushes.
dog because he gets into them and picks them himself.
Anything low,
He knows how to pick
they're
his own
gone.
berries. He's trouble with that.
He does the same thing with blueberries. We kind of have to leave him home
When we do
when
blueberries.
we go down the trail for the blueberries.
Because as I'm picking and putting them in my bucket, his head goes in the bucket. And then
bucket.
he acts like he's doing something else. And I go over and pick a few himself. Then I come back to my bucket.
Yep.
And Matt says, there's a dusting up in the mountains, but nothing down in the valley. It was almost 60 degrees here today. Ooh.
Really?
John saying hello to all. And Ed says 50% works for me. Yeah, that's not a bad deal there, Ed. I'm actually going to be setting out some martin traps here in the next few days to see if I can get the population down a little bit. I had the local young gentleman that does all the trapping in the area come by and talk with him, tell him where I want to set my set at, and he had no issues with it.
Right.
His normal trap line going south and east to us is a couple miles away.
Mhm.
So if I put some around the back part by the hill in the back, it's not going to be an
It's
issue to
okay
him.
for him.
And he's going to set a couple a little bit closer to our trails to try to keep him off of there.
Yeah.
And there's
It's his livelihood. We don't want to interfere with that.
yeah, and I think he respected that I
Yeah.
actually approached him and talked to him about what I wanted to do and asked for his
Yeah,
advice.
our main issue and objective is to keep them out of the chicken house.
Yes.
Yes, we did have a martin
Yep.
in the chicken house.
Ashley says, Ed, on average, what do they weigh? And there's Onto It Ozzy. Good to see you in here. She says, good day, Rob and Sarah and fellow chatters. JR says, smash that thumbs up button. Thank you, JR.
Thank you,
Matt says, Ruby, howdy. I'm here, but mostly listening as I do other things. Not a problem, Matt.
Not at
We
all,
appreciate you
Matt.
being
Well,
here.
Exactly.
Ed says 2 to 3 pounds, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
She says, hello, what's Onto It Ozzy? Are you feeling better? Yes, Onto It. Last time we spoke with you, you were not feeling too well. You're a little under the
Right.
weather. She's giving Ed a thumbs up, and Onto It Ozzy says, thanks, Ash. I'm all good. That's very good to know.
Good to know.
And there's Onto It Ozzy's link. Urban Bucket says, the dusting up by snow basin in the high country. Nice.
Mm.
Rushing Wind says hi to Onto It Ozzy. JR saying hello to Matt. And Onto It Ozzy saying hi to Ruby at Rushing Wind. And Danielle says, Mountain Mariner, ever tried to snare a snare fence with sticks directed into the snares with lots of snares? Never tried that.
No.
I just wish we had bunnies I could snare. And Ashley says, good to hear Onto It Ozzy. And there is brook trout coming from Venice, Florida, not too far from where we used to be.
Not far at all.
I'm not sure, but don't grouse going cycles every 10 years, 74 degrees in Venice, watching out by the gazebo. Nice. I'm not sure. I'm still learning a lot of that stuff. Ed would have to answer that question if they run in cycles or not. I'm sure every animal has its own cycles. Like right now, we have an abundance of predators. I know the state went out and took out a whole bunch of brown bears over the last few months, trying to knock their population down and help the moose population go back up.
Right.
So we're hoping that that works, and I will do my part on what I can for taking care of some of the predators. Like we have had the wolves in the area, and if they get any closer to the house, they're gonna take the long dirt nap too. I mean, I don't like harming animals, but when it comes to protecting my family and my animals, that's first and foremost for me.
And what my understanding was, someone who we know who's very knowledgeable, with Claire, said that if we're seeing wolves in our area, it is probably because they are protected in the Denali National Park, probably the state park as well.
Well, what happened is they overpopulated, and they broke off from the Denali pack is what happened. So, that happened 2 years ago, maybe 3. Everybody's greeting brook trout, and Daniel says rabbit soup. Everybody's greeting one another still. And Belco Glass, hi from Oklahoma. Well, hello.
Wow. Glass blowers, huh?
I don't know. It just says Belco Glass. Are you a glass blower, or do you work in the glass industry? Ashley says, Onto It Ozzy, I turn wrenches for a living, so I guess it's a natural thing. Ed says, she might not want to watch my next video, then I will keep her away from the TV when that one pops.
Yes. I understand it intellectually.
Yeah.
And I eat it.
She don't like to see the actual dispatch or the skinning.
Even the stupid pigs. We had pigs at one point, and I had to go shopping someplace in town when the pigs were slaughtered. And the first batch, I liked the pig, but the second batch they were mean, and I was in charge of feeding them, and they bit.
Yep, they can.
Awful creatures.
Yep.
But I still didn't want to watch them.
The girl says that's cool to Ashley. Ira says, thank you. My mom sends regards to everyone. She is doing good, watching Netflix now and eating her chocolates. Well, good for her.
Life is good.
Very good. Brent says, Onto It Ozzy, how are things? Onto It says to Ash, it's It's a spanner, not a wrench. Dang, Ozzy's trying to change everything around on us.
Is a wrench something you get when you
Yeah,
twist
you twist your
something
back.
too
That's a
far? Yeah.
wrench. JR says to Ira, all good to hear. Northern Girl says we try to keep the antiques in the family. Yes, that is the
Oh,
best way
yeah.
to do it.
But to move them all to Alaska from Florida was prohibitive.
Well, no, we could have done it, but I sold my business trailer, and we should have really
should have kept
packed that
that.
full of all her stuff and brought it up here.
We should have.
And a lot of
Well,
my tools
actually,
too.
I sold a lot of it when we sold our cabin in the woods in upstate New York and moved from West Virginia to Florida. That's when we sold a lot of the antiques. They just didn't work in the Florida housing style.
Right. No, Zeus.
So I gave them to my daughter,
Yep.
thinking, oh, that's lovely. She'll be 1, 2, 3, 4th, even 5th generation.
Right. Alone says she's back and she is listening, but she is editing.
Ah,
Everybody's saying,
it's constant work.
yep. And she sees that
All
with
the
me.
time.
I'm
Yep.
constantly
All
fiddling
the
with
time.
videos. And onto it says, all good. And Vic, thanks, Brun.
Mhm.
And Brun says, I wonder if I was named after Brunswick. Never know.
Never know.
E.G. Wife's LOLing at Ed.
Hmm.
Ashley says, Ozzy schooled a few years ago, but that torch is a flashlight too. Yep.
Yeah.
I call
Yeah.
a flashlight a torch every now and then. Ed says to Danielle, I was at work and missed the berry harvest this year.
Oh.
Ira says, I am South Central Georgia near Tifton, cotton peanut pecan country. Yep. I know that area. I've been through there a few times. And there's Northern Girls dropping a loans link. Thank you, Northern Girl. And John says 29 viewers. Everybody, please post what state you're watching from. Want to see the reach. Thanks, John. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a nice idea. Thanks, John.
John says him loves Uncle John's M&M's. Oh God, I'm behind on this.
Oh boy.
Indiana for Ashley, South Australia, Victoria, Australia, Florida. Northern Girl says our rabbits are still brown in the bush here. Yep. JR says state of confusion. Yes, we know.
Been there.
Mountain Mariner says Alaska for Alaska cut the cord. Good to see you guys in here.
Yes.
Dusty Bottom Boys is Ohio. And everybody's greeting on Alaska cut the cord. John says 35 years now. Say hi and what state and country you're watching from.
Yeah, countries now. This is really interesting.
Yeah. Everybody's laughing. Let's cut the cord says hi to Ashley. Monica's hi, everyone. Hope all are well and warm. Everybody's saying hello to Adam and Phyllis. It's probably just Phyllis right now.
Probably now.
Adam's probably listening in. Generally, he does. Yeah. They're saying hi to Ozzy and JR. And John's saying hi to them. And JR says Southwest Oregon. Monica says hi to Ashley. How's it going? People are greeting John and Phyllis. It must have been an inappropriate comment there.
Oops.
Let me see. Oh, I got too far. Rushing wind. And it's Seashell. Good to see you in here, Seashell. Everybody's greeting Seashell. And Alaska cut the cord. I mean, I was curious what the deleted message was. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, our place is not the place for that kind of discussion. I'm sorry. We try to keep it lighthearted, try to keep politics, religions, and stuff like that out of it all. I'm not one to be into that kind of stuff and talk about those kind of things. Everybody has their own choices. They're free to make their own choices. Brun says, hey, there, Alaska cut the cord. Danielle says, are you allowed to net fish, or is that only for Native people? I think that's only people that are Native and people that are subsistence living, which we are not. We don't have subsistence living in our area that I know of. I've tried to talk to a few people and I never really get a good answer. Right. Ed says to Danielle, residents do have to pay for bear harvest tickets or tags. In most cases, depends on where you hunt. Yep. Monica says, what is up with all the crazy comments tonight. Glad you all are catching them. I've only seen that one come through. So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
One's enough.
the more your channel grows, the more crazies you can get in there.
True.
Or trolls, but if you want to call them, I can just call them trolls. I mean, not all. Some people are just really curious, so they're not always just trolling. But our streams aren't about asking or answering those kind of questions. I believe in free will. If that's what you choose, that's what you choose. I'm not here to tell or influence anybody on what they think or what they believe. You know, Rush did a great song about that. Monica said, "Oh, I already read that one." It says, Danielle, Rob, do you think you could harvest a bear and put it up, do the hide, etc.? I know I have harvested bear before, just not here in Alaska. I did that when I was a kid in New Hampshire, and yes, I could probably do it 100% without a problem. I don't have all the stuff I would need to tan it. I don't remember how to do brain tanning. If I need to do that, I'll call Angela, who is John Hogan's wife.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Angie would walk me through after she scolded me for killing a bear. She is a bear fanatic. Sorry, Ange.
Yep. But they have their proper place.
Yep.
And on our front porch is not one of those places.
Yeah, no, we've had them a little bit too close to the house.
Yeah. In our outhouse is not one place.
No.
No.
Susan says, onto it, Ozzy, it always happens. Go live on a live. It seems to die on me. That's why I mostly use my phone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brun says, Rob, what does Zeus eat? Dry food, wet food? How old is Zeus now? Zeus is going on 6, or he is 6. I think he just turned 6.
He's 6, and he'll be 6.5. I got him when he was 1.5, and he'll be 6.5 in January.
Yep. And he eats a mixture of dry kibble and stuff we throw in, like a little bit of scraps from our table.
Mm-hmm.
We don't feed him from the table. He gets his little nibbles in his plate.
Mm-hmm.
He is a picky eater. If he doesn't get little extra in his bowl, he'll just look at the bowl, look at you, look at the bowl, look at you,
or shuffle it around and throw it on the floor.
Yeah, we have to put a rock in his bowl because he'll pick the bowl up and throw it. He has temper tantrums. He is like a 5-year-old. Monica says Louisiana here.
Good.
Rushing wind posting from Eastern Washington near BC. One of the girls is in Ontario. Panhandle says New Mexico. Seashell says hello from IE Desert of South California. And I just went too far.
Whoop. People from all over.
Yeah, we got a wide variety of folks watching.
Yes.
Okay, there's one I was watching there. Seeing that was Seashell. Rambling with the Brooms is from Ontario. Yep.
Nice.
Clayton is from Oregon. Danielle's from Southwest Ontario. Fisherman is from New Brunswick, and I knew that.
Yeah.
AFG is from Southern Alabama, the Gulf Coast. Joanna Twist is from upstate New York. Ashley's from says hello to Fisherman. Onto it, Oz says your mods are doing a great job. Dodgy comments coming through on this end. Yeah, I'm not getting to them, so my mods are doing their job, and I greatly appreciate that.
Sometimes it's good. I can't read from here. I can't see anything.
You know, and I feel for Alone because she uses StreamYard, and actually, Alone, I did find out a way to get around that. So I will send you an email, and we might be able to help you with that.
Good.
But unfortunately, it's the nasty comments, something you got to deal with. I get them in some of my videos too. Sometimes I leave them in there. Sometimes I delete them. Sometimes I block the people.
Yeah.
Everybody's greeting one another. Joanne and Fisherman 506. Iris says, Joanne, I'm also originally from upstate New York. Beautiful country. Cortland County. Still own my place there. Very nice.
I don't have any relatives. Was it you who asked once upon a time if I knew anybody, and I really don't know anybody from Cortland.
It was either Ira or it was Dusty from Dusty Bottom Boys.
I'm not good at computer responses, but I'll sit here and chat.
Yeah. Onto it does says rephrase or no dodgy comment coming through. Northern Girl Hobbies, Panhandle. My cousin was born in New Mexico. Nice. Danielle says, where do you have to be for subsistence living? It varies. I think it's federal land. I'm not positive. When I was told I wasn't eligible for it, I kind of stopped really paying attention. I probably should look into it a little bit more. And there's Gary from Enigmatic Witchin.
Hi, Gary.
Good to see you in here, Gary. And I know his missus is in here already, or she was.
Nice.
And we're grateful to have both of them in here visiting with us tonight.
Nice.
And as greeting Gary, and Ruby saying hello to Dusty. Northern Girls says to Daniel and Fisherman, hello, Canadians. And there's Gary saying hi to Ed. Daniel's dry the meat. Yeah. I don't have a dehydrator or anything like that, but I can always smoke it till it's dry. I've got to build a smokehouse. I have that old freezer. I'm going to turn into a smoker. Right. Master says, Panhandle, I've been to New Mexico back in the day. I think a lot of us been to New Mexico.
I drove through it.
Yep.
And I went to a cavern with
Carlsbad?
Yeah, with bats. And I went to White Sands.
Okay, get cut back. I just messed up again. Angie's laughing. I know what she's laughing at. Hi, Angie. Everybody's greeting Gary. Gary's greeting everybody. Brun says, be right back cleaning my parents' house today without help. Today helping out, sorry. Not without help. I'm pulling an Adam today.
Clean.
I'm reading words that are there or not there.
Oh.
Brunch, I read that one. JR says, I would have thought Jim would have scared them bears off, possibly permanently. I think he tried. From what I understand, there's a lot of bears buried around our property. But they keep coming back because they just breed.
They do.
And nothing puts them in check.
Yeah.
And Gary says, hi, all. Finally, a good amount of snow down here. How much did you get, Gary?
Good.
It should be up there, not down there. You're north of probably about 95% of us, if not more. I think your phone just beeped. Dusty says, Ira lived in Marathon until I was about 3. The other girl says, nice, Brian. Christine GilliamFarms, good to see you in here. And guys, on my normal weekly video that comes out on Friday is going to be coming out on Saturday because I am doing a collaboration with Christine from Mrs.GilliamFarms called Wild Game November. So that video will drop on Saturday. So make sure you guys check that one out. I'm not going to tell you what I'm cooking. I think a couple of you already know because of a post I made. I shouldn't have done that. I gave it away. But there's also, if you go to Christine's page, you'll find her video for the collaboration. And it will also show you all the other videos that have come out. Josh has done one. Scott from Rambling with the Brums has done one. Christine, of course, has done them. Ginger from, was it Not For Nothing Homestead? I'm horrible with names until I get to know everybody well. But there's quite a few good recipes.
The guy from Norway did.
He hasn't come out yet.
Oh, it hasn't come out.
We have a new friend that we made. It's Norwegian Homestead. A really nice guy. Unfortunately, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning his time, so he's not here. He said he might try to come in, but I don't expect him to. If you show up, Kato, I say hi. Then I'll have somebody try to drop your link. Ed says, how much did you get, Gary? Yeah, about a foot here. Everybody's greeting Christine. Christine's greeting everybody else. Clint says, question, if you all both have to leave the cabin, how do you keep everything from freezing? One of us stays here.
We don't both leave at the same time in winter.
The only way both of us would leave the cabin in the wintertime is something drastic happened to one of us, where the other one had to go in to basically babysit the other one for a medical emergency. But we try to keep extremely safe and careful, so we do not have to worry about those kinds of things. I don't do anything risky. The biggest risk I do is climb on the roofs to clear snow or to use a chainsaw. And I'm extremely cautious with those. I have my chaps. I wear my chaps. I wear eye protection, ear protection. I am overly cautious. I have a harness almost identical to the one Miss Alone has. And I tie myself off when I go up the roofs. And I used to do sending and rappelling. So I understand how to keep myself safe up on the roofs.
And I'm clueless.
Yep, that's why I do it. She stays on the ground.
Worrying.
Yep, fretting. Danielle says, all the channels get nasty comments, cooking shows, everything. Yeah, they do.
They do.
It's unfortunately, it's a bad mentality people have nowadays.
Too bad.
And folks greeting onto it. Ozzy. Ira says, Dusty, I know Marathon very well. The Three Bear Inn. Christine says, hello to Northern Girl Hobbies. Awesome. I'm loving all the videos. Yep, she has some good videos. Monica says, gotta go, Guy and ladies. You all are awesome. Keep on keeping on, friends. Bye for now. Bye, Monica.
Bye
It was good to
now.
see you in here. Easy wife. I'm here. Your video is on the big screen.
Yay.
Dusty Bottom Boy, Small World, Rushing Wind. Ooh. Where we go? Wow, I'm way behind here.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's go to find, if I can see where EG Wife made a comment. I know that was about where I was. Okay, but saying bye to Monica. And JR says, haters can't come up on your level to try to bring you down to their level. Yeah, that's very true.
Too bad.
I'm just going to skip over all the greetings. You're all seeing
Nice.
that. You don't need to be to rehash all that.
Yeah.
And there goes Monica. AFJ says to Ed, I remember you were going to do one video on history of your cabin. I've been looking forward to that. Yep. His cabin is amazing.
Beautiful.
Little hard to get to, but it's amazing. And Tony from Mitchell's in Alaska, when you guys fly over, do you know why one line is longer than the other? No, I don't. When geese fly over.
Oh, no, there are more geese in it. I don't know.
Don't know. I never had a chance to really hunt geese or anything like that. So we had them in New England, but
yeah, we had them in New York, in upstate. They'd come in. I love to see them come. I didn't like to see them go.
Yeah,
but they were beautiful.
No other girl
We had
says
a pond.
Yep. No other girl says to Christine, is there a playlist? I'm on to grouse right now. I'll tag you. Josh sent me your logo for the wild game.
Nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yep. The more the merrier in the wild game November.
Yes.
Next year, Christine, we might be able to get all the days filled.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And Ed says, I need to get Curtis involved in that video in the works. Will be a while before I post it. Good. Gary says you got 6 inches of snow. That's it, Gary? You're lacking.
I feel so much calmer when we have snow.
Yeah, it's easier to get around.
It's easier to get around, and I don't worry so much about the water. And I honestly don't worry quite so much about the freezing of the pipes.
Yeah.
Because it's insulating the.
Yep. And today I went around to the edge of the house and packed snow up onto it. I threw snow up around all the gaps and stuff like that where the insulation is. And it's actually been working quite well to keep the root cellar or the root cellar, but the crawl space warmer.
Crawl space.
And JR says, yes, there are more birds in line. That's in these Sarah said.
That's so cute.
Hello, and I'll definitely send you the email about that. Mitchell's in Alaska because a long line, more geese in it. No other girls is greeting Gary. It's bittersweet time of year. Yes, it is. Alone says hello to AFJ. Hope you're doing well. Mitchell's Alaska. Yes, JR. Christine says, I can't wait to see the video, Rob. Saturday. I'm going to drop it at midnight. So it'll all, by the time everybody gets up, it'll be ready to play.
Yay.
Don't forget the thumbs up, says Ashley. Appreciate that, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
No other girls. Is that the link to one of the videos from the Wild Game November? If it isn't, grab one of those and drop that for Christine as well.
Oh, yeah.
Ira says, hi, Alone. Enjoyed your last video. Hope your truck is driving well. We all do. Joanne Twist says to Ira, yes, not far from here, Madison County, or not far from there, Madison County. And Alone said, it's hard to find out if you are able to take part in the federal assistance program. Check with the Department of Wildlife. That's who I talked to, Alone. Unfortunately, they just said I wasn't eligible. That's all they would tell me. I think it's because of our location. But then I know other people that are in Anchorage and they're getting subsistence. So I don't understand. Maybe they have an address in another area. and they just act like they live there. I don't know.
Mm.
And somebody just dropped Josh's link. Is Josh in the house? I haven't seen him come in. If you are, Josh, beep up.
Beep up.
And AFJ says to Alone, thank you. Hope you are too. JR says, what is the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? Zippo is heavy, or hippo is heavy, and Zippo is lighter. Is a little lighter.
I like silliness.
Yeah. Alone says, if you are on the road system, most likely you're not eligible. I am not on
the road system.
And I'm glad.
The railroad doesn't count as a road.
Right. Everybody's laughing at JR.
Mm.
Oh, I just went to, there we go. Ira says, hi, Joanne. No Madison County well, Casnovia, Morrisville, etc. And Scott's dropping some links. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. JR, I have one of those big harnesses, but I use mine to climb radio towers.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I need to get a better line.
Yeah.
The one I have is getting old and it's not going to be trustworthy after this season. So I need to get an updated line. A lot of people don't realize the lines do have lifespans, and especially if you bounce on them a few times. AFJ says to Ed, your cabin is awesome built, awesome build. I'm sure there are many stories in its creation. Oh, I'm sure there is. That place is just amazing. And Dusty Bottom Boys is dropping a few links as well. Appreciate that, Dusty. Nice. No Other Girl says, all right, folks, got to get this cannon run loaded. I'll be listening. Get it done.
Yep.
And Dusty Bottom Boys and Ashley drop links. And Ed says to AFJ, yes, very interesting. The builder named the lake too. I'm trying to get him here for the video. He lives in Eastern Kentucky now. Wow, that's cool. Wow. And there's Tony from Our Cabin in the Woods saying, hi, Rob and Sarah. And Scott's dropping more lists. I think he's dropping a playlist. Oh. And JR says, I think my snow pole is snowing about 6 inches of leaves.
Cute. Oh, dear.
Kenai stays on the ground when I clean the chimney too. Yep.
Yeah.
Panhandle says, how hard is it to turn those barrels into roofing? Not that hard.
Not that bad.
It
doesn't take them out that long.
I can have one cut and flattened in about 6 minutes. The hardest part is getting the hole started to get your nibbler bit in. If you use nibbler bit, if you want to use a grinding wheel, you can. I also have the diamond blades for cutting metal. I just like the air nibbler because I don't want the bits and pieces all over the place. And, because Zeus goes there now, the buildings, I don't want him getting anything in his paws.
Yes, poor paws.
So that's why I went with the air nibbler. So they're actually pretty easy.
Yeah, the roof went up quick.
Yep.
We've been incredibly busy to get the roof
cover.
The run cover.
It's got partial covering right now.
It needs some.
It needs more. It needs a sturdy covering. Scott says, done, buddy. The whole playlist is above. Thank you, Scott. Well, it's not a full playlist yet because some of us haven't put out videos. And if I ever run into you, Scott, I want some of that lobster roll. She can't have it. I can. Christine says, thank you, Scott. Rambling with the Brums. Rushing Wind says, hello to Tony. Still only got 0 snow here today, says Clint.
Sorry, Clint.
Sorry, Clint. Tony's greeting a few people and then greeting Tony. On to what Ozzy says, girls at work now. I'm heading to Australia in 25. I said I'm staying near Talkeetna for a bit. One goes, oh, I know that place, and the train. I see it on the TV with the cabin. I said, that's where I'm staying. All right. Yep. You got a spot up here. Onto it, Ozzy.
Absolutely.
That's funny. I'm finding more and more people actually watch the show, so it's kind of cool. And I've been chatting back and forth with Discovery. I'm trying to get permission from them to use some footage from the show and a couple of videos I want to do comparing the property as it is today as to what it was when Jim and Nancy were here. I'm just waiting for the okay from Discovery. It seems like it might be a good possibility to be able to get the footage that I want,
that'd be nice.
Whether it be online or somehow they might email to me. I'm not sure yet, but I'm kind of looking forward to being able to do like a mismatch between my videos and Discovery's videos. I wanted to do it the right way. Let people say, well, ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
No.
With something like this, I'd rather ask permission and do it right, because if I ask for permission the right way, nicely, the chances are I will get the permission. Because they're gonna want to plug it up, I'm sure.
Sure.
Discovery's, it's a corporation. They're gonna want their name thrown out there.
Sure.
Mrs. in Alaska says, "Do you know why the cowboy wanted to get a weenie dog? Because he wanted to get along with little doggy."
Cute.
Everybody's saying hello to
Cute,
Tony, and Tony's
cute.
saying hello to folks. Jared says to Mitchell's in Alaska. Good one, Tony.
Yeah,
Southern Roots, Alaska branches. Hey there, Josh. How are you? Hope everyone, y'all are doing well and feeding kids. Not a problem. Are they still eating on that casserole?
Oh, that was
That
so
casserole looked
cute.
really good. Now it was good to see you getting one of the littles in there to help you out.
Charming little.
Yeah. Ramley says slacker. Why slacker? My date doesn't come out until the 18th.
Oh.
My video is basically done. I just got to upload it.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a few little things to add on to it.
It's all right. Don't disturb me.
He's grunting over there. He's sleeping. You finally get tired of me yelling at him.
Don't
On
wake
to it.
him up.
Ozzy says, I bought a nibbler last week. This will be fun for many. How many fingers do I have? If you can get
Oh,
your little
no.
fingers inside that air nibbler, you got little fingers. Everybody's saying hello to Josh. Josh saying hi to everybody else. Hey, there's John in Alaska. How are you, John? Good to see
Hi,
you in here. He says, hi,
John.
Rob and Sarah and everyone else. I came in the door and I am tired. I'm making dinner and we'll be listening as I cook. Well, we're glad to have you in here,
Glad
John.
to have you.
How much snow did you get by the end of the snow today, John? I know you had quite a bit earlier today. I think you had like 15, 16 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think maybe might have been a little bit more. Might have been 18 inches.
I don't remember either.
You might be careful, John. You might be winning the snow pole challenge.
Yep.
Up there in Hatcher Pass.
Yeah.
Clayton says,
Place is looking good too,
yep,
by the way.
It is. It looks really good. Clayton says, lived in Cortland County and the DeRutter. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Till DeRutter, yeah. Till about 20, have traveled and lived all over the U.S. since. Very nice. I did the same thing. I left New Hampshire when I was 18, traveled for a number of years, planted in Colorado for a number of years, then went to Florida for 20 years, 30 years. And now Alaska for going on 3. Ooh, it just went too fast.
Oops. Yep.
There we go. Tony in the Woods says hi to Ed. LaRue Douglas, good evening from Iowa. Good to see you in here.
Good.
Everybody's saying hello to John. Brun says, JR, my snow pole is laying flat on the ground at the beach in the sand.
Good.
You better go pick it up, Brun.
Yeah.
The crabs are going to make off with that.
Oh, no.
Everybody's greeting John. Lone says, that would be cool. I hope Discovery allows you. Yes, so do we.
Yeah, we hope so too.
Tony's greeting Josh. On Twitter, your place is known here, even here. Cool.
Yeah.
Send people. Once we're open, send them.
Yep.
And there's Rob Bartman. It says hello to John. I think Mr. Bartman, I think you came over from John's channel, if I do remember.
Thank you.
Alone says, do it the right way. Don't risk losing a channel. Exactly.
Oh, no. That would be.
I do not want copyright infringements whatsoever. I will have it in big print. YouTube, do not touch. I have copyright permission.
Right.
Northern Coast says hello to Tony and LaRue. And let's see, Tony's saying hi to John Alaska. Maybe saying hi back.
Yeah, John has curtains on his windows already.
Yes, he does. His place is looking really good.
It looks wonderful.
And there's Carolina Kid. That's Mac, our neighbor. He's back in Florida after being up here for about a week.
Yep.
You'll see him in the video that's coming up. And the girls, you folks can have all the snow. No, you're in Ontario. You're in Canada. You will get some.
You're going to get some.
You will get some. And Brun says, Rob, I always ask permission for my hobby, and now I get farmers approaching me asking to detect on their farms.
Oh, that's great.
Because word gets around nicely when you ask nicely. That's exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Everybody's greeting Carolina Kid. And there's Bill from Alaska Last Frontier
Hi,
Homestead.
Bill.
Everybody's greeting him. Good to see you in here, Mr. Bill. Oh,
Ooh, not too fast.
wow.
Bling, bling,
I'm dragging it on the sidebar too, and it still gets out of
Mm.
control. And Ashley's dropping some links. Bill says you got another 6 inches last night. Sorry, Bill, we got 10 inches last night, but we only had 3 on the ground after we had the 7 because
Yeah,
it melted down after
down.
3 or 4 days of 40-degree weather.
Yeah.
Northern Girl says you should be able to use clips without permission, but sure, yeah, ask nicely, yeah.
Ask nicely.
I prefer to do it the right way. I'm not going to risk my channel getting wiped out. I had my first original channel wiped out, about 10 years ago, and that was not fun. So I had hundreds of videos on there and thousands of subscribers. Jared says, starting next year, pennies will be minted with a joke on the front and a pun on the back. They'll be known as sense of humor. Well, we need to just give sense to some people because common sense is left the building.
Yeah.
Bill says we're pushing 20 inches now on the ground. We're pushing about
Wow.
17, 18 up here, Bill.
Yeah. It's so pretty, and I'm so much more relaxed that I know there's the potential to have water.
Yep. And John Alaska, Ruby's saying hello to John Alaska.
Nice.
Ashley's laughing at JR. Dusty's dropping some links. Everybody's greeting one another. And John says, hi, Ed. I'm having pork steaks with baked potatoes and corn. That sounds good. We're going to have lasagna here in a little bit.
We are.
Here about another 15 minutes. I'm going to drop ours into the oven. And by the time it's ready, Adam and Phyllis will be coming on, and we have to sit back and eat. And hopefully I don't snort anything up my nose laughing at Adam and Phyllis, because those two are trouble. If you've never sat and watched Adam and Phyllis from Alaska Cut the
talk
Cords,
about happy hour.
it is called happy hour for a reason.
They're happy.
Yes, they are. And they're an amazing couple. They are good friends of ours, and they're just a hoot. And what you see on YouTube is how they are in person.
The way they are.
I was not sure at first until I was around about 10 minutes. I said, yeah, these people
they're real.
They're genuine.
Sniffy.
Let's see. Get caught back up here. I'm skipping over all the greetings and things like that. And there's John Alaska's drink. AFJ says, John Alaska, hello, John. It's good to see you in here. I have to read that. John's got a special spot in our heart. We love John. We've met up with John once so far. Alone
in real life.
Yep.
Person.
John Alone says, Rob got a license from Discovery for you. Get a license from Discovery for use. And if a claim is made, you can just submit the license and a dispute, and bada bing, bada boom. The claim will be cleared, and it is a strike that you have to avoid. Okay. All right. Good to know, Alone. Well, that's what I'm hoping to be able to do with them, is to get that kind of permissioning so I don't have to worry about anything. I wanted to be able to do it right. Clint says to John, did you make enough for everyone? Right. And there's Mike's BBQ Mike G. Says, Rob, how did your melting snow live? And did you No, I was just trying to get some more melted in there and see how long it would take to melt the 3 inches of ice that was in there. And then we didn't have enough snow on the ground to really fill the tank. Now we do.
Now we do.
So it's actually full right now. And tomorrow I'm going to go over and start melting it. Probably start fire around 8 o'clock in the morning, get it ripping and get it filled up in here. That tank does about 170 gallons. Some of you guys don't know. Some of you might know. I started doing a live weather stream the other day, and it's actually taken off quite well.
It's amazing.
The first day,
people watch it.
Actually, the first 2 days, we had an average between, I think it was 6 to 10 people in at any given time for hours on end, just watching the snow and watching the scenery. We put it in,
so pretty.
In the other window the window at the cabin that overlooks Denali, and people really seem to like that one.
The view there is hauntingly beautiful.
Yep.
It's just
it's nice. And
more than nice.
Ed says to John, I also have pork chop I'll cook in a bit, mashed potatoes and some Brussels.
Good for you.
You know what's good with Brussels sprouts, Ed? Bacon. That's one of our favorite things. We do Brussels sprouts and bacon.
It is good. Bacon improves almost everything.
Yes, it does. So I'm making a fist. I'm trying to go slow to get this thing back to where I was, because I bumped it the wrong way and it went zing.
No, not again.
You guys are making me hungry. Sorry, Ash. Jared says, I found Alaska cut the cord, Curmudge in, Mountain Marina, off-grid, Alaska, alone in remote Alaska, and Alaska cut the cord.
Yay. Good. That's the inner circle.
Everybody's greeting Big Mike,
Yeah.
or BBQ Mike. I don't know why I said Big Mike. I'm pulling an Adam. Reading things wrong. There's Peggy Lynn Designs. Good evening. I'm enjoying your videos. Well, I appreciate it.
Great. Yes, welcome. What's your design?
Yeah.
What designs?
Peggy, if you have if you're a YouTuber and you have videos, say something and one of my mods will drop you a link. We're all about helping each other grow here. And speaking of growing, I want to congratulate Adam and Phyllis for hitting 2,000 subs.
Yay.
That's amazing.
Rah-rah.
And I've got to say thank you to all you guys because we keep gaining numbers that are just crazy. A week ago Saturday, we just hit 500. And as of today, we're at 620 something. I think 626. So in the last week, we've gained over another 100 subs. And it's really nice. And we appreciate all of you guys for helping us along this journey. It's been amazing and it's fun.
It is fun.
No other girl's hobby says, Ashley, I'm getting hungry too. Been a long day. Yeah. Shh, on the snow, says Hobby Girl. Hello, Peggy. Everybody's greeting her. Hello, Ruby. So, Peggy, you must be into some of the other chats because you know her name. I'm in the process of making ham and potato soup. Ooh, that sounds good. I should have made some of that with that ham that I have. I probably still can. So I still have enough ham I can do that with.
And we have some potatoes too.
We got a lot of potatoes. Brun says, I'm doing roasted leg of lamb. So I have cold meat left over for Sammy's. She don't like lamb.
I can't.
I love lamb. I love lamb chops. I cook them up so
friend
nice.
says that she makes lamb chops that everybody loves, and she fed them to me, and it was so hard to be polite and eat it, and I didn't like it.
It's all right. And there's Kevin from Tuber Chat. If you guys are not familiar with Tuber Chat, you need to check Kevin out. Scott, drop his link. Tuber Chat is a channel you go into, and Kevin spins the Wheel of Doom. We're still trying to figure out why. Well, he actually mentioned why it was called the Wheel of Doom and some of the other suggestions the other day. And if your name comes up, he talks about your channel. He talks about your description, your types of videos you're doing, things like that. And his channel is really unique, and his channel has helped our channel grow a lot. And I've met a lot of other people in there, and I actually think that's how I met Scott from Rambling with the Brums and Jerry from Butler Family Farms. And a few other channels, Rushing Wind Mountain, who is in here with us tonight. I met her there, and quite a few others. And the friends that I made to him are sticking, and they've been quite nice friends to have. And he's just a really nice guy too. I mean, I enjoy his personal videos, and I see he was taking some light sport flying lessons, and I made some comments on that because I used to fly light sport. And it was kind of cool to see that. I don't know what kind of plane that was. I got to finish the video. But I was flying Go-Bosches a lot down in Florida, and a Airborne, which is a experimental craft. It's a 2-seat, looks like a hang glider with a basket below it. Nice plane. Everybody's greeting Peggy. Peggy says, I love your resourcefulness using the barrels on the roof coop. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That made a huge difference. It's so hard to get things up here.
Yeah, getting rid of things up here is
and
really,
getting
really
rid of
hard.
things. Anything that has ever been brought up here.
Thanks, Kevin.
For any person from any person at any time is still here.
Yep. And Kevin said he shared the link on Reddit, and I greatly appreciate that, Kevin. And actually, I brought Dusty Water Boys into your chat the other day.
Oh yeah.
And I think I might have brought a Norwegian Homestead in there too. I can't remember if I brought Kato in there as well. I try to show you out when I can, Kevin.
Absolutely.
You work wonders for our channel. So give you the plugs all day long, brother. And LaRue, Brun says to LaRue, not large darn spell thingy. And it's coffee walks and whatever. Good to see you in here. I haven't seen you in a little bit. And Lona says, I checked on your weather stream. It is pretty cool and a great idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was amazed. People
Yeah.
just watch it.
Yeah, we
Well,
were
it's
pretty surprised about that. It's took off, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I just got to watch my bandwidth on my Starlink. Even though it says unlimited, I don't want to push my luck.
Right,
So I might just do it 2-3 times a week and see how much bandwidth it uses and go from there. But I'm going to try to pick the nicer days or days that it's snowing,
right.
something to give people a nice view.
Mhm.
Kevin from YouTube Tuber Chat is saying hi to Dusty.
Nice.
Alaska Less Frontier listening in the background. Need to get a video edited. Not a problem, Bill. I know
Yep,
what it's like. I was doing it
absolutely.
earlier to Butler Family Farms when they were doing their chat with
Mhm.
White Rock Homestead. Oops, just went too far. I really got to turn the sensitivity down on this thing. Everybody's saying greeting each other.
Okay.
And Russian Wind says, well said, Rob. Clayton says, gotta go. We'll see you on another day. Not a problem, Clayton. It was good to
Take
have you
care.
in here. Everybody's saying hi to Tony, or Coffee Walks and whatever, saying hi to Tony. Anybody's greeting them. Everybody's saying bye to Clayton. Easy Wife, we keep everything too. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, Easy Wife and Matt Witchin are kind of the same situation we are.
Yeah.
Where there are no roads, so we have to find more purpose for or reuse and repurpose everything we have here, because for us to get stuff out, I could fill up a whole train cart to get stuff off this property, and I'm not doing that.
And it would cost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep sitting here repurposing whatever we can.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the only we can do. I'm not gonna dig a hole and start burying it. I mean, that's waste. I mean, some of the stuff's going to have to get used sooner or later. I mean, we take certain things to town, but almost everything gets reused. I've got bags of soda cans saved up for when I build a foundry, so I can start making bow ties for my woodwork. Antwoord says lamb is a staple here in Australia. Yes, same thing with New Zealand. I think we were brought up on it.
I bet.
Earthquake.
Oh,
Don't know where it's at, but I didn't feel it.
We didn't
Hopefully, Iceland's doing okay. Iceland's having a hell of a time
terrible
over there.
time.
Everybody's greeting, coffee walks and whatever. And Ed says the best lamb I've had was from Chile.
Oh,
We used to on the icebreaker for our voyages to Antarctica all the time.
Oh yeah.
With all the scientists, the government contracts feed you well. Yes, they
I
do.
bet. I'm sure they do. They must.
Yeah. Peggy says hello to everyone in the chat. I have trouble keeping up. Not a worry.
Me too.
I have a hard time keeping up, and it's my live stream. Bill says hi to Tuber Chat. I'll check out your channel. Yes, you need to, Bill. Kevin saying hi back. JR says our cabin in the woods. I hear YouTube will delete some of your subscribers if they do not interact with your channel. I don't know if that's necessarily true, JR, because my original channel still has like 250 subs on it, and I haven't posted a video on it in over a decade.
Wow.
I mean, when I first started that channel up, you were instantly monetized. That's how long ago I did that one.
Wow.
But what stopped that channel is after when Sandy Hook happened, they went on their anti-weapon rampage, anti-hunting, anti-shooting, and I predominantly focused on black powder and air guns on that channel, as well as knives and things like that, survival gear. And they nixed my whole channel. They wiped it out completely. Wow. I mean, I put some videos back up. Some of the videos are 7, 8, 9,000 views, but I never put anything back up because I didn't want to get nicked again. It pissed me off. It gave me a bad taste in my mouth for about 8 years before, no, about 6 years before I started up another YouTube channel on when I was living on the sailboats. And I was just too busy with work, so I never got to do anything with that channel. I mean, I had some subs, and I have shared out some of the videos from that onto this here. So
some of them are really lovely.
Ashley says, one man trash is another man's treasure. Yes, this is very true. JR says, yep, about 89 of them now. Wow. Dusty Bottom Boys is dropping some links, and I just lost it all again. There we go. Ashley says, never had lamb, but I suppose it tastes just like chicken. No, it does not taste like chicken. It's got its own unique taste. And I find the best way to do I said brain fart. Wow. Lamb ribs. is I sear them lightly and then give them a couple minutes on the stovetop and they come out perfect. You don't want to overcook them. You overcook it, it gets really tough.
Mm.
It just says carnivore, meat and butter. Yep.
Yep. Meat
The
and
proper
butter.
human diet. Beef,
Yep.
butter, bacon, eggs. Yum. Yep. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yep.
I have to have vegetables too, but
I do like veggies, but we're watching this series. What's the new one we're watching about?
The Last Alaskans.
The Last Alaskans.
We'd never seen
Very-
that. I'd
I
heard
hadn't
about it
seen
and never
it.
seen it. So we're just now starting to watch it.
And the guy says that you need 3 things to live in the bush, the real bush. I mean, wild. And that is wood, water, and meat.
Yep. And OC Dreamer, lamb does not taste like chicken, Ashley.
No,
I promise.
it
No,
does
it does not.
Absolutely not.
And hello, OC Dreamer. Good to have you in here.
Yeah.
Alone says, I felt my second earthquake last night. Nothing
Did
major,
you?
just made stuff clatter against other stuff for the
Mhm.
moment. Yeah, and that big table I use for my baking station, it has the little handles that flop. So anytime we have
Oh,
an
yeah.
earthquake, you hear ting, 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 ting. And depending on how bad it is, how much tinging and how much time
Right.
in between, because the houses up here can go like this. I mean, you can literally feel the house move
Mhm.
maybe 2 to 3 inches.
Yeah.
And it gets a little eerie. And this house is, as far as I know, is built fairly well. I mean, because we just finished it. It was built when we got here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you can feel stuff
You
move.
can
Even
feel
the
stuff
cabin
move.
that's been there for 30
Yeah.
years, 35 years, you can feel stuff moving that. See.
You can feel stuff move. We can even feel Zeus run through.
Well, it's because he's a big butt and he bounces.
Oh my goodness.
He lopes through the house. Clint says to Ashley, no, it doesn't. Chicken is way better.
I think so.
Ed says to Dusty Bottom Boys, I used to have many, many videos, but I accidentally deleted the folder one day. Only a handful of photos left. Oh, that stinks, Ed. I keep
That's too bad,
multiple
Ed.
backups of everything I do. I learned that one a long time ago.
I'm clueless.
A lot of you know I was a professional photographer for a long time and a
Mhm.
journalist. And I lost a lot of my old work photos and
That's too bad.
stock photos from businesses that I would do shoots for.
Mhm.
And ever since then, I'll do 3 backups. I'll take one set of photos and it goes on 3 different discs just to be on the safe side. Brun says, I tried vegetarian once, but I was always tired and unwell. Did not work out. My body prefers meat and veggies. Yeah, I did the vegetarian thing for about, a vegan thing for about 2 months with my ex.
It didn't work.
It didn't agree with me. I got sickly, and the ex wound up in the hospital for a while.
Oh my.
And it was not a good situation. And I straight up said, I'm going to be eating whatever I choose to eat.
A little bit of everything and not too much of anything.
Yeah. And Jared says, Curmudge, well, you are old. Yeah, I'm not that old.
I am.
My birthday is actually coming up next week.
Yes, the 18th.
You were supposed to say that. Yeah. Ruby is me greeting OC Dreamer. Alone says, Ashley, lamb does not taste like chicken. LOL. It is more like beef, but richer, sweeter, and more tender. If lamb and not mutton. Yes. Very, very true, Alone. OC Dreamer says hello to Ashley and Ruby. And Brun says, lamb is from the farm nearby, fed on grasses. So very nice. I bet it is. I've heard that the Aussie and the Kiwi lamb is extremely good. Peggy says, I have a subscriber that YouTube kept telling me she subscribed every single day for a month. She was one of my first subscribers. Wow. YouTube does some strange stuff. 1 minute I'll be at one number, 5 minutes later I'm at 10 higher, and then I go back into in between. It makes no sense the way that YouTube does stuff. But I am learning that I think Kevin was actually talking about a while ago. They have multiple server farms around the world, and depending on which one you're pinging off of, it gives you the information. I think it might have been Kevin too that I was talking to, said it can take up to 72 hours for the watch hours to click in as well.
You said that. Yeah.
Let's see here. Alone. Ashley says to Alone, good to know. Sounds good. would like to try sometime. I'm gonna have to get some and just cook some for myself one of these days. This is Scott dropping some links to our cabin in the woods. Ira says, I made a vegetarian lamb like roast to make gyros for dinner tonight, made of wheat gluten, and we had it with tahini. Tahini sauce, not for everyone, but it was delicious. Some of the vegan food is good. I can't remember. There was a brand of the vegan burgers, and if you're a vegan, why are you calling it a hamburger? I'm not saying you, Ira, but
No,
in general,
but
I
in general,
hear the
why?
vegan, so I'm going to go get my vegetarian hamburger. Why are you calling it ham?
Yeah.
Call it a veggie burger.
Well, hamburger is not ham anyway.
No, it's beef.
It's beef. Why don't you call it a beef
I'm sure
burger?
there's a story wise behind that too, and it's probably because it had pork in it or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Onto what Oz says, are you breaking you, Ash, you're breaking my heart. You must try it. Slow roast a leg in an oven. Best. Yum. Yes, definitely. OC Dreamer, got some lamb, medium rare to too rare. I like it almost walking, but some red wine or perhaps a nice cold beer. I don't know. I think that's living life. Yeah, I agree. You almost want to go back when you touch it.
No, this sweet little darling.
Nope. So you got the mindset of, oh, it's cute and fluffy.
Yeah.
No, it's cute and tasty. It's like PETA, people eating tasty animals. Our Kevin in the Woods, thank you, Scott. Scott's dropping more. He's dropping Kevin's link. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. EG Wife says, I love the Alaska Lassons. They're east of us. Yeah, I was thinking about their situation. They're not in the refuge, are they? Because I think she said they bought the land when she was 25, and I think they stopped sales in the 80s. So I don't know if they're actually in the refuge.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
It says on the
But either way, I
screen
got
on the posting.
I got mad respect for them being way out
Oh,
there in the
yeah.
middle of
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty good.
Mhm.
We're really enjoying the show so far.
We really are.
Yeah,
I can
Buddha
stay
says
awake
yes,
through it.
Yeah. Everybody's saying they love that series. Ed says YouTube research
Excellent.
RV Lawrence M. Gould and Palmer Station. If you want to get an idea of what I did down there.
Okay.
Nice. We'll look for that, Ed.
We will.
Scott's dropping some links. Tony says, I love the view there. It was nice. Glad you liked it, Tony. Seashell B says the Ira sounds delicious. Whoa. Went too far.
Whoops.
Yeah, Hemocorth is the real deal. Is she still with us, Ed?
He's not.
I'm trying to find where I was.
I don't know how old that
Okay.
or the
We're on season 1, so I don't know how old it is.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
don't know how
about
old
5,
it
6
is.
years old.
but
Ashley,
still, it's not that old in the
no,
in
I
the
don't
film.
think he is. Ashley says, I like the most meat and potatoes kind of guy. Have had rattlesnake or have had rattlesnake to bear. Oh, good. Yes. Rattlesnake's actually good.
Bear.
I've had rattlesnake, bear.
I've not had rattlesnake. I've had alligator.
Yep. No, alligator's normal down in Florida where we
Yeah.
were. Real young in spirit, Rob
In
and Sarah.
spirit, yes.
Yeah. No, we actually feel really good.
We do feel good.
And as long as I continue feeling like this until I'm old and silver, I can't say great because I'm already getting there. I'll be happy. Brun says, onto it. Aussie lamb Sammy's with chutney and fresh. Oh, Brun, stop. You're
You
killing
make
me.
him hungry.
I got to keep an eye on time too. EG wife, have you ever met Hemo or Edna? It's Ed saying that to them.
Wow.
JR says, Mountain Marina, I made contact the German research station in Antarctica on my ham radio one day. Nice. That's fun.
Cool.
I'm thinking I was talking to Sourdough, 1968 Sourdough on the my live streams the other day for the Scenic View. And we're talking about doing ham radio. So this is something I might actually get into one of these days. The radios we use to communicate up here are technically a ham radio, but I have a program to use marine VH or marine channels I think what do we monitor? I think channel 18 is what we use up here. Nobody else is on them up here because we're so far from the ocean. So as long as I'm on a marine channel, we'll be out
we are
there.
far. Yeah.
Easy Wife says, yes, we see them almost every summer when they go to Fort Yukon. Nice.
Wow.
On to what Oz says, oh, yes, brown homemade. Oh, okay, you too. All right, come on. I'm getting hungrier. Ira says, my problem with processed meats are the dyes and the ionics and nitrates. Yeah, that's how I am. I cannot eat processed meats.
There's a lot. Yeah.
It destroys my system.
The cold meat things.
Yeah,
those
cold
things
cuts.
I can't do those.
Only thing I can really do is if it's a true roast beef that hasn't been processed, I can do that.
No,
Bertrand says,
I didn't have that growing up. I grew up eating old dairy cows.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they are tough.
Yep.
Even my grandmother couldn't make them tender.
Mm-mm.
My mother could not make them tender. Boy, oh boy.
Bertrand says, isn't Hemo from Wisconsin? Susan says, mutton stew. Ed says, E.G. Wife, awesome couple. What a life they have lived.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing and tragic. Hate the story about their baby drowning. Yeah.
Yes. That
was a hard one to listen to, but
just awful.
I feel for them. Of course, they touched the screen the wrong way and it went zing yet again. All right, there we go. Brun says all this food talk has me eating carrot sticks and hummus. Just kidding.
There are worse things to eat.
Right.
It would have me eating Oreos and graham crackers with butter.
On to it, Oz said, lamb ain't cheap here. $30 a leg, and it's a luxury these days. Yeah, that's a little steep. Actually, certain places here you can get lamb pretty cheap. Not Alaska, but like down in Florida, I get a rack of the little ribs for lamb for like at Costco's or Sam's Club. I don't know, probably about 6 or 8 of them in there for like $7. But that was a number of years ago. I used to make them on the boat all the time. We were lucky to get some of the free range chickens from down the road. That's Ira talking to. Oh, they got the free range chicken. Nice.
Okay, good.
Tony says, "I'm here for the snowing lives." And Gary says they are grandfather the name kind of like a homestead in the refuge. Not all of them are in the refuge. That's what I kind of thought because
we wondered.
Ashley and I can't remember his name now. Selden, I think is the last names. They said they purchased the land, so they kind of made me think they were outside the refuge.
Because the refuge itself has, and it's closing. They make a big announcement on the TV, on the show, that after the people who own
it's not closing. They're just not allowing people to dwell there after those people's family, their grandchildren are dead or something like that.
I believe it's their children.
Yeah.
So they're assuming the show assumed that 100 years it will be uninhabited.
Well, that's kind of good. Let it go back to the wild eventually.
Yeah. The world needs a little bit of wild.
Yeah. Brown says, yes, meat in Australia is costly, but cheaper than a carton of beer. Really? Wow. Beer's that expensive down there? Wow.
Huh.
Clint says just about everything's a luxury nowadays.
Yeah. Sure.
Onto it. Don't even say those words because, TV is going to come out next and I'm going to have to put you in a timeout.
What?
She's talking about tacos. And one of the other two are going to say the TB word.
Oh, no.
Ira says, my mom grew up with lots of lamb. Her mom was from Turkey. Oh, nice.
Oh. Yeah, there would be lamb there.
Yep. Ed's asking JR if he speaks German.
And goat, maybe.
Yep. BBQ Mike says, crispy lamb fat is tasty. Soft lamb fat tastes gamey. Yes, I agree.
Oh, maybe that's
Start off with rib chops. Yep. Yeah, it's all about the cut of meat to get somebody to try something new. If you pick a poor quality piece of meat and they try it, they're probably not going to like it, which is probably what happened to this one.
Well, I don't know. Oh,
on Twitter says you're going to get me a strike.
Yeah.
BB Mike, you know it. Word. That's from Braun. JR says never drink with ghosts because they can't handle their booze. Ashley says got a call from my daughter. Not a problem, Ashley. If you need to take care of that, go do it.
Do it. Yep.
We're not going anywhere. You know that. At least for another 20 minutes.
Great.
And then we're just going over to see Adam and Phyllis. And somebody drop Adam and Phyllis's link if you would as well, please. Alone or JR or Phyllis, if you're in here, drop the link. Let's see here. JR says negative to Ed's question about speaking German. Gary says there's a video with Hemo Korth called Braving Alaska here on YouTube. I'll have to look for that.
Oh, yeah.
We're really liking that series. I know a lot of the Alaskan shows are pretty hokey.
Yeah.
But this one here
one
actually has our
seems-
attention, and it seems more genuine than
It
a lot
does.
of the other shows that we have seen. We won't even talk about one or two of the shows because they were really horrible.
Pitiful.
Hi, oh, okay, thanks, Ed. It's called. His name is pronounced Himo, not Hemo. Himo. Good to know. Thank you, Ed.
Yes, thank you.
And Alone says graham crackers. I call them sand crackers. Well, she gets the honey graham crackers. She's got to have the sweet stuff.
With butter on them.
Yeah, with butter on them. They're best used with pie crust.
Yeah, they're good pie crust.
Yes, they are. Clint says graham crackers and peanut butter. Yum.
I don't like peanut butter. It smells like elephant farts.
And she likes peanut butter. She actually likes the spread that Hogan sends up here.
That I do.
That is really good peanut
It's
butter.
from-
It's
what's
crack. Go grab a jar, show it to him.
Oh, what's the name of that store?
I can't remember. It's from Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. Yeah.
John got me hooked on it when I was down in Florida still. Tasha Lynn, hey, finally caught alive. Hope you guys are well. We are, and I'm glad you made it in here. And peanut butter is also gross. Zeus likes peanut butter. Yeah, you and Sarah get along with that peanut butter alone. And JR is saying hello to Tasha Lynn, or is it a Tasha Lynn? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Please don't get mad. Cabin in the Woods. I watched The Last Alaskans for like 5 or 6 years. Love the show. I'm only seeing one season on Prime, so I'm hoping it's
Okay, wait.
another place.
This one is good. It's from Trader Joe's.
It's cookie butter spreads from Speculoos, and it's really good. It does not taste like regular peanut butter. It is rather sweet. And no, this is not a paid promotion.
No, but this one is spectacular.
That's the crunchy. I don't like the crunchy.
I love the crunchy. It's a little sweeter. This is the one that lit Phyllis's face right up.
Oh yeah, we give it to Adam and Phyllis when you're up here in Horizon.
It was-
Boing! And then of course John had to promptly send him a jar.
Oh, it is
we call
so
it
good.
we call it spreadable crack.
Yum, yum, yum.
John and I have had a lot sent to a lot of friends up here. Our cabinet was okay. I read that one. JR says alone in remote Alaska. Wrong. I don't know what he's saying wrong to, but
I don't know. I'm lost.
so am I. Brun says alone. I know we'd be besties because peanut butter thing. I agree. All these anti-peanut butters.
It's just
See, I'm old school. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we had peanut butter and fluff.
fluff wasn't invented when I was in grade school.
Neither was peanut butter.
It was. I had peanut butter.
Sorry, I'm gonna
It
get
was
that.
my after-school snack on a spoon.
If you guys don't see me on Adam and Phyllis Live in
It's
about 15 minutes, because I've been beat up really bad. Can you stoke? You want to stoke the fire, or you want to read the comments?
Okay, I can't read
Yeah.
the comments.
You won't be able to read them.
I can't read.
OC Dream of peanut butter is one of the only things keeping me my young self going here. I can safely say I've eaten enough for all the allergic to get allergic to it, and it's still the best with some bananas. Oh yeah, peanut butter and bananas. I know some of you guys are crossing your eyes at that one, but yep. And I'm way behind in comments. I'm sorry. Ira says, I do like peanut butter banana sandwich with drizzle of honey. Yep. Or chocolate.
Anything's good with honey and chocolate.
Whoa, really? $105 US or Aussie dollars for a 24 can pack of stout. Oh my.
Smokes.
Well, Brun, for that 105 Aussie dollars, I don't know what the conversion rate is. You probably buy 2 or 3 of them at least, or at least 2 24 packs for that kind of money here. That's high. Wow. I'm sorry. JR says, Malone, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Gary says, Braving Alaska was Haimo when he was in his 30s. Really? I'm definitely gonna have to look for that. Gary, if you get a chance, I'll email you later to have you remind me what that name of that show is, because I do not have a piece of paper. I'm not as organized as Phyllis. And there's Bev Muffet. Good to see you. And JR and 2 wrongs can't make a wait, huh? I don't know. Those 2 are going at it. We all know how they are. Okay, thanks. Dropping a link for Braving Alaska. I might have seen that. That sounds familiar. I've seen so many Alaskan shows over the years. Some good, some really good, and some not so good. And Ira says, I wish I had Trader Joe near me.
Yeah, we don't have it here.
Nearest to me is Tallahassee. Love their almond butter. Yeah, they do have a good almond butter. Tony's laughing. OC Dreamer, crunchy peanut butter drives me nuts like rice pudding. There's Love the Land every day. Hello. Good to see you in here. Spectacular windmill cookies are the best, says Onto It.
What kind of cookies?
Spectacular. I'm not sure what they are. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting way out of hand with this, and I'm way behind. I was asked to go up to a 12-step program for pun users. I know it doesn't work. JR. I'm telling you, JR, you and Ed need to get together and just write your little book about all the little jokes you guys come up with. Yes, peanut butter and banana sandwich. Never put honey on it, though. Try it.
Not
You might like
bananas.
it. Oh, you might like it. Onto it. Ozzy, I can see a cast skillet coming for you, Rob. Quick duck, right? Problem is she can't lift half my skillets.
I can't. Oh my gosh. He's got
my copper ones. I have a hard time picking
they're
up.
heavy and they're way up high.
I have to keep them out of her reach.
There. I have a stool. I can get them up and I can get them down.
Yep. JR, fluff and nutter sandwich. Yep.
Yep. I've heard of them.
Yeah. Iris says, Clint, I like it without honey too. Yep. Everybody's saying hello to Love the Land every day. Anybody's saying hi to her. Tony says they are in the refuge, and their last kid can stay on property after the property goes back to the government. Yep.
Right.
Peggy says you don't want to know what I eat, how I eat my peanut butter. Probably with a spoon, because I do that at times. Usually, if I need a quick fix of energy, I just drop the spoon in there and grab it out.
To in the olden days.
Yep, and then she gets snobby. Clint says you probably find that much in coins while metal detecting. He's probably talking to Bron. I'm missing stuff, guys, and I'm really sorry. And if you have a question, get it popped up quick. We only got about 10 minutes before we got to jump over to Adam and Phyllis. This live has gone extremely quick tonight.
Quick.
And I know I'm behind on the comments, and I'm really sorry about that. I don't know how Alone does it with 100-something people in her lives. I think the highest I've seen tonight was like 40-something, and we're currently sitting at 40. Wow. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here tonight. It's great to share our lives with you all and stuff like that.
It's like a party, and we don't have to provide snacks.
Right, but I don't mind making. Well, sooner or later we'll all have to get together. Brun says to Clint, yes, correct. I do, and I use it to buy fuel for the car when I get a stash. There you go, Brun. That's a good way to do it. And onto it, Ozzy. Welcome back, John. Is it kind of like welcome back, Kata? And last cut the cord, peanut butter on an extra sharp cheddar is. I never tried that. I might have. Well, actually, no, we have. I've done it with the apples and cheese. I've done it.
Cheese, yeah. And you put peanut butter on apples and cheese.
Yep. We used to make a thing when I was a kid called ants on a log. It's a piece of celery with peanut butter in it, and then raisins on top.
Ooh, raisins. I love raisins, but not with peanut butter.
OC Dreamer and some
I used cream cheese with my celery.
and some caramel with those peanut butter apple slices
Mm.
McDonald's used to use have are unreal. Zuby,
Don't you
and
scream.
we're talking about peanut butter. He knows peanut butter. He knows
does.
the word.
He knows the word. That's it. You've got him all wound up, guys.
Yep, it's all you guys' fault. And Clint said peanut
Oh.
butter and celery. Yum, exactly. Everybody's greeting one another. Let's cut the cord. Try PB on pancakes. Never tried that. Iris says we cannot forget peanut butter and chocolate Reese's cups. Yes.
Oh, that I
Well,
like.
that's natural.
That I like.
John says thanks, Ozzy. Peggy says nope. Everyone thinks I'm gross, but I love it with mayo and bologna. I never tried that.
Mayo and
I try different
bologna.
things. People make suggestions. I try them. It's like onto it. Ozzy
I
sent us
do
some
like peanut
Vegemite,
butter cups.
and I actually like the Vegemite. And we finally put the Vegemite on on cheesy toast,
You did.
and I actually liked it. Matt AK, speaking of, I think I'll eat a Reese right now.
Oh.
There you go. And I got a stash of Reese's that are shaped like bats because I raided Walmart.
But there are really not that many left.
Keep your fingers out of the goodies, lady.
Oh no, they're mine.
And Scott says your package is sitting at the door waiting to head to Alaska. Thank you, Scott. And once that gets here, Scott, I will show everybody.
Yes.
Zeus. And then I'll make the announcement about that, Scott. I appreciate that on its way. Wow, I'm way behind.
Oh dear.
No, I don't think I'm that far behind. All right. And Susan says, Clint, or client, yummy and logs on the ant logs. You forgot the raisins. This is making me really hungry, guys. Yep, ants on a log. Peanut butter on grilled cheese. Never tried that one either.
No.
Everybody's just talking about food, and John saying hi to
Everybody's
Alaska.
hungry.
Alaska cut the cord. Adam and Phyllis. I want to give them some food. We're almost done here. We'll be going over to Adam and Phyllis's in about 5 minutes.
Yay.
Scott, if you want to get a link ready for Adam and Phyllis, I'd really appreciate that. Onto it, Ozzy, brook trout. We do not do same, but with Vegemite and lots of pepper on top. Yep, I've got to say I do like the Vegemite. I know Brun's probably over there cringing at me, but I actually did like it on the toasty.
And with.
Yep. So I'm trying to get cut. Okay, love the land every day. Why am I craving peanut butter snacks?
Why what?
Why am I craving peanut butter snack? Onto it, Ozzy, brook trout. We do same, but Vegemite. Okay, I already read that one. I'm sorry. Love the land, peanut butter. Middle of a date is amazing. Oh yeah.
What is in the middle of a date?
Peanut butter.
No, I use cream cheese.
Yeah, she puts cream cheese in her dates, but I'd be willing to try that. No, I have to do the systroming. I'm probably going to wind up doing it tomorrow because if it's snowing again tomorrow, I'm not going to do a lot. Yeah, that's no. Ed asked about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got to do the systroming.
We've got to do it.
I'm not trying to put it up because I'm afraid of it. I just get so stop. Don't hit me. Come here. Pet a puppy. Yes, I speak a mixture of German and Danish with him because when I train medical service dogs, that's how I train them.
But he doesn't speak German.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't even speak English half the time.
Oh well. He does a lot.
Susan says, Rob, do you stick peanut butter on the roof of your mouth? Sometimes. I had a horse that used to steal my peanut butter sandwiches when I was a kid, and they'd get stuck to the top of his mouth, and it was funny. See, I'm trying to get caught. There's Strum of him getting caught up. He might have to go out, Sarah. He's running back and forth to the door. Food talk is better than yes. I'm not even going to say that last word. I don't want to get into that. That's Adam and Phyllis' territory. We'll let them talk about that word because I know they've got something going on. That's why. Brook trout, what does Vegemite taste like? It's very unique. It's hard to describe. I equate it to almost like a beef bouillon that's concentrated, and that's as close as I can get to it. I'm probably wrong how it is, but that's what it smells and tastes like to me. Good night, LaRue. Good to see you. I'm trying to get caught up here. Yep. Nope. Not talking about it. And there's Adam and Phyllis is live. The video that, yeah, I will be videoing it. John's after me to video this, the strumming. I will not be opening it in the house. I will tell you that now, because I'll have every bear, Wolverine, and Ermine and Martin in the area coming to the house looking for it.
Where are you going to open it?
You need to have 2 lives a week. Actually, we've been doing this live. Well, you know, Jenny,
Yeah.
we've been into the live of the weather and stuff like that. That's why we don't eat PBJ. Rushing wind. Good night, everyone. Good night, Ruby. Good to see you in here. See you next time. Meet your wife. I think everybody's dropping up because Adam and Phyllis are about to start, and I actually might be caught up. Nope, I'm not. I'm way behind. Anyways,
apologies to everybody he's missed.
Yep. If I've missed anybody's comments, I'm sorry. Why don't we run over and bombard Adam and Phyllis? They're going to be starting in about 2 minutes. So let's run over there. And as always, I want to thank Scott from Rambling with the Brums, Dusty Bottom Boys, Ashley Anderson, Phyllis and Adam from Let's Cut the Cord. Everybody that's been here, you know, those are my moderators. I really appreciate you, but I really appreciate all of you.
Absolutely.
Not just me, Sarah as well, and Zeus at times. Depends if he's good or bad. But anyways, you all have a great night. And if you got a chance and want to head over to Adam and Phyllis's live stream next,
they are a bundle of fun.
Happy hour is always a blast. Let's go get them. Let's go see them. You guys have a great night. Scott, thank you for dropping links, and we will see you all next time. We'll be back on next Monday at 4:00 Alaska Standard Time. Y'all have a great night. Bye. And make sure I get the right link here before I go anywhere. Yep, there's happy hour. All right, let's go get happy with happy hour with Adam and Phyllis at Alaska Cut the Cord. Y'all have a great day. Bye.